Hi everyone. So I came in earlier and showed the basic hack how to do your main face colors, adding dimension and a little bit of color with some lip and cheeks. Then I had a second video where I did some brows. I'll put them all in my Facebook group, but it takes a little bit to upload them, so that's why I'm kind of splitting them up. And then I came back in and did an eyeshadow look. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. But it's kind of a step-by-step of don't be afraid, just go for it and have some fun. Do some blending, and if you need to, you can always go back in with your foundation brush and do a little cleanup, eraser if you want to call it, if you need to take some off. And now I'm just going to show you a couple finishing products. If you choose to use them, you can, but it's definitely not necessary. This could be your face as well, out the door. It will last nicely. However, if we use some setting products, it just helps to keep the makeup lasting longer throughout the day, but it will last just fine without them as well. It's just really your personal preference. So sometimes if I feel like I've used maybe too heavy of a dense brush and I've put too much product on, I'll come in with the Perfector sponge and I'll just really nicely dab along the areas where sometimes I go a little bit heavy. And what you want to do with this Perfector sponge is you want to get it really wet, and then you're going to wring it out really hard. And so you basically want it like dry wet, if that makes sense. So I'll do that. I'll get it really saturated with water, and then I'll give it a wring out, and then I'll also squeeze it with a towel, and then it'll come back in, and it'll just like, it's not taking your makeup off. It's just essentially lifting anything that might have been a little too much. So I'll do that. You can also do some setting spray if you choose. I mean, these are just options. I don't use the setting spray every day, but it's an option. You can go in and let that dry a little bit, or you can use your Perfector sponge on top of that. And then, but one of the favorite products that I do like is our, whoops, almost dropped my palette, Vanilla Dust Setting Powder. And I do like this one because I tend to get a little bit oily. I actually even like to put oils on my face. I like a rosehip seed oil, something like that. So I'm actually adding oils to my oily skin. So sometimes I'll like to come in with the setting powder, and it is just a little dab, 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 and it conveniently fits also in your palette if you choose. And I'll just kind of dab away in my T-zone a little bit to help to absorb those oils and kind of give a more of a filtered matte look, if you will. Another thing you can use the setting powder for is on your lips. It'll help keep your lipstick on a little bit longer. And then sometimes after I've done the setting powder, I'll like to go back in even with a little bit more of the illuminator and just add that cute little pop on the top of the nose there. Blend it in a little bit. Because in all transparency, my nose is one of my sore spots. No, it's not sore. Anyways, it's one of the things that I'm a little self-conscious about because I feel like it's really wide here. So if I can bring up the illusion of it being coming at you from the high point, it kind of thins it out a little bit. So that's just a little trick that I've learned. And you might want to put a little bit of the illuminator on your brow bone as well. So those are some fantastic finishing products. If you have any questions at all and you'd like to get color matched from me, I can help you create your own palette. It doesn't have to be this big. This is my favorite though. It's the 27, so I can have all my cream base colors on the one level. I keep my setting powder, my lip balm, and my brow wax on the second layer, and I keep my eyeshadows on the third layer. It's recommended to keep your eyeshadows separate just in case they get, you know, a little powdery and stuff, and you want to keep that from going into your creams. Totally optional. We do have a 12, we have an 8, we have a 4, and an 18, I think. Anyways, thank you for being here with me. If you have any questions, again, reach out and I'm happy to help. Have a great day.